Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Del Mar. I'm Ryan Flanders, a.k.a. Benny South Street, sitting in for Mr. Kurt Hoover while he's on vacation. Another beautiful day here in San Diego. Tough to be a weatherman. All you got to do is say upper 70s, coastal eddies burning off. It truly is remarkable how steady and perfect the weather is all meet. Joined by my good friend here, Ryan Anderson. You can find him on Twitter, formerly Twitter, on X. 20 links clear, so at 20 links clear if you want to follow Ryan. How's the meet going for you, Ryan?
It's going great. I love these Thursday, Friday cards, and then obviously full action-packed days on Saturday and Sunday as well, so it's an awesome meet as always.
We've got I think an 8-race card today. We're going to start off going 5.5 furlongs on the dirt for maidens. We're going to get your opinion here in just a second. Little housekeeping in order here. Juan Hernandez, not surprisingly, leading the jockey standings, followed closely by Freisu and Kazushi Kimura. What an outstanding meet he's having. Love KK, aggressive rider, catching some nice mounts, and a real packed standings in the trainer side of things. Mark Glatt, Peter Miller, Bob Baffert with 8, 7, and 7 wins respectively. So always enjoy following those standings as we move along. These things are starting to take shape a little bit. So let's head right into the opener. Again, going 5.5 on the dirt for fillies, 2-year-old variety, maiden claimers.
Yeah, I saw the race 3-8. I thought Little Tinker L deserved a look. Kent Sweezy always sends a live string out here. Tyler Bays is aboard. This one showed speed versus better. Drops a little bit in class, so I thought the 3 deserved a strong look on top. And the 8, Call Me Susie. A lot of first-time starters in here. I thought this one is probably just going to get a clean trip. And the Dam is 1 for 3 with her first-time starters so far. Some notable runners taking money are the 1 and the 7, both down from their morning lines.
You know, I had a hard time with this race. If I'm being honest, I thought this was the toughest race on the card. Felt like I could make a case for anybody, and that's why I landed. I'm gonna go for a couple prices here. Those being Alluring Valentine, number 6, then moving outward, Dragon Cat, number 7. These second timers, they almost always improve. Some of these that ran in their second time last time, I didn't see a whole lot of improvement. I do agree with you that Little Tinkerbell will control the race up front and will be very dangerous. But I thought these others had a chance to move up. Alluring Valentine for Tim McKenna, dropping in from Emerald Downs. That second place finisher last time was a maiden special weight winner. I thought was a potentially live race. Gets blinkers. Again, that second time out. Big room for improvement. And then moving to the outside in Dragon Cat. First full, this one's Dam. Only full is unraced, or rather, excuse me. Yeah, a little deeper dive here on the pedigree. Magician, it's Magician, a lot of turf pedigree. I thought would have to fire first time out if you wanted to get that maiden claimer. So you're not going to find these maiden claimers on turf. That's why this thing, I think, ends up on dirt. 2 fast gate drills, 2 out of the last 3, going 36-1 from the gate. So Dragon Cat for me was my second pick. And then moving to the inside with Pride of Queens, I thought had a chance as well. Was 12-1 morning last time. Didn't catch a whole lot of money. That doesn't bother me. I think this one can move up. Huge drop. That maiden special weight to the 32 is a huge drop. Was knocked around at the start, shuffled, and then I had that track as just a strong speed-favoring track. So a lot to potentially move up with Pride of Queens. All right, let's move into race number 2. We're going 5/8 on turf. Maiden special weight variety for Calbreds, but they're also California breds or sired maidens, which I think is a big advantage. Who'd you come out with in race 2?
I ended up going 3-6 in this one. I thought Midnight Cowgirl deserved a really strong look. Dam won first time out. 3 of the 5 siblings have won first time out, so a lot of precocity there in the pedigree. And on top of that, you get Antonio Freisu, one of the leading riders here at Del Mar, hopping aboard. 7-2 on the morning line, I thought was fair. And then the 6, Shady Stripes, deserved a look. Strong debut, blinkers on, so hopefully that gets this one focused up a little bit more. And yeah, so 3-6 for me.
And I'm with you. I had it 6-3. I just reversed the order. I thought Shady Stripes last time was every bit the best. Dueled on the front end, went fast early, put away that other speed, and just got run over late by a perfect tripping horse that just kind of sat the pocket in third and swooped. And then what I talked about with the pedigree with Midnight Cowgirl, this horse stands. Tapback was a maiden debut winner, won the Golden State Juvenile by 6 lengths, and is pretty much the only open one. Einstein, again, we talked about the turf. $1.5 million he earned on turf. So while He was a router. Lot of gate works in here to hint of speed. 4 out of the last 5. So if you're trying to win on debut, I think you're looking at those gate works. Get these things going a little bit. We've got 2 jockeys in here, notably, who don't show up. J.J. Hernandez and Hector Barrios stay in the room, which I find interesting because they're 2 of the best turf riders around. All right, let's head on into the third. We've got $8,000 claiming types for fillies going a flat mile on the dirt course.
Yeah, I saw this race 2-3. I thought Twilight Empire, Kyle Frey aboard for Labrado Baraccio, who's had a very strong meet. Kyle Frey, when he's on a horse that has some ability, he always gets that one in an excellent position and a good spot to win. Twilight Empire has a lot of previous route races that can win, has not routed in a while, so I think getting back to this 2-turn distance is going to be to her advantage. And then Ivory Moon, second off the bench for Peter Miller and Ruben Silvera. Should route fine. So it was pretty chalky for me. I went 2-3. Big scratch of the morning line favorite, Hollywood Mistress, on the rail.
It is, and I agree with you. I did have the 2 on top. I thought Ivory Moon, I wanted to pick this horse, but sometimes what I like to do is I like to look at the form in reverse from the bottom up. This horse was running less than a year ago for $100,000 non-winner 2 and lands for 8 today. So while I thought this one could control on the front end, I was a little bit hesitant to take Ivory Moon. I do like Twilight Empire quite a bit. Probably my single of the card. This does begin at the $1 pick 6. There's no carryover today, but if I'm playing, that'll probably be my most logical single. Just an absolute massive gallop out last time. As a late running sprinter, but is 2 or 3 at the distance. Circled, I had this one almost going 6 wide and on a track that I thought favored speed and inside runners. So big run from Twilight Empire last time in defeat. You have a chance. Watch this one gallop out last time. He could have run through a brick wall in the clubhouse turn. So big effort from Twilight Empire for the level. All right, let's move on to race number 4, which does begin our 50-cent late pick 5. $50,000 claimers. We got boys 3 years old going a flat mile on the turf.
Yeah, I picked this race 1-8. I like a bit of a price down on the rail. Again, Sweezy and Tyler Bays teaming up. Backdoor Royalty, second off the layoff. Got a good draw this time. Is probably going to sit a really nice trip. And mainly in this race, I'm against the 6 and the 7. They come out of a race with a couple next out winners, Game Winner and the Padre, but they really did no running in there. The Padre and Game Winner both came from similar places on the racetrack, and these 2 really just didn't finish up the way I want. So I went 1-8. I thought Backdoor Royalty deserved a strong look. And then the 8 Curvino coming in from out of town back in the Southern California circuit for J.J. Hernandez and Peter Miller, dropping in first-time gelding for this one. Maybe it wakes him up.
I agree that I thought the 6 and the 7 were a fade, and the 7-7-2. I'm going to take a little bit of a price here with Brother Tony. I know he's only 4-1 in the morning line. I do think he'll drift up a little bit. Curvino's logical, gets a logical class drop today, first-time gelding. Peter Miller's got 2 in here, Brother Tony and Curvino. I'm hoping Brother Tony can control the pace up front. 2 back, he was a first-time gelding. That was his only try on turf, just kind of ran evenly, hinting that maybe he wanted a little more ground. He got it next time, broke his maiden on dirt over at Los Alamitos, but I thought that even effort on turf as a first-time gelding was a useful performance. So 4-8 for me in the 4th. All right, heading into the 5th, we got the beginning of the late pick 4. We've got those Cal-bred or Cal-sired maidens, 3-year-olds and up, going 6 furlongs on the dirt course.
Yeah, none of the first-time starters in here enthused me very much. I went 2-1. I thought the 2 Bunch and Crunch made a lot of sense. Another first-time gelding, has some sharp works coming in, so should sit a really nice trip. Outside of the 1, Y'all Come, who's going to be the speed early for the Dean Pedersen barn, and he is only 3 for 23 first-time blinkers. But again, watching the works and looking at the pedigrees of all the first-time starters, none really excited me too much, so I thought I'd go with the runners with experience.
I can't argue with you on the pedigree, but it is California. We got those Cal-breds, so I'm gonna actually side with a first timer with Louis Mendez and Edwin Maldonado. If you hate money, avoid them because all they do is win races, and they do a lot of it first time out. So Salient is going to be my top pick. 2 gate works that I could find in these running lines for the workouts. Both of them pretty quick. One of those being a 36-1 from the gate, and then last time a 1:01 from the gate. So I think this one could be live. Edwin climbs aboard. Like I said, they do a lot of good work together. And then moving to the outside with Crime Lord, Peter Miller. I like that gate pattern as well. Lovely gate pattern for a first-time starter. Kazuchi Kimura, a very aggressive rider. A couple 4-year-olds in here. One of those was your top pick, number 2, Brunch and Crunch. No gate works. That one concerned me a little bit just because he's kind of missed the start in both of his outings, and he's drawn inside, but certainly has every right to improve today as a first-time 4-year-old. All right, heading into race number 6. These are starter allowance types, non-winners of 3 lifetime, going a mile and a 16th on the turf course.
Yeah, big scratch of the one Promicio, who I really liked. I had originally picked that one on top.
It was my bet of the day.
Yep,
so
off that last
run.
Kyle Frey had that one in an excellent position from post position 11. Now drew the rail, but that one's out. So I'm going with the 3 single track mind. If I really get 8-1 on Hector Barrios riding this turf course, I'm going to take that all day. I know this one's coming off a very long layoff, but it's going to get some pace in here. This one likes to come from off of it, and those back figures certainly fit. So I think even if this one is, maybe 80-90% ready, I think that's going to be enough in this field. And the 6 Mr. Leisure, one last time out for the Tim Yakteen barn. Freysu hops aboard again. This one can be tactical, and they hit it 27% together, do Freysu and Yakteen for a 560 ROI. So they're strong together, so I'll give that one a look underneath. But the 3 single track mind is my top pick.
I didn't know what to do with him, but all you have to do is see Hector Barrios. I've really fallen in love with this guy. Every year I seem to get more and more in love with Hector Barrios on the turf course, and he's getting a lot of good dirt mounts as well, riding some big monsters on the dirt course. So good for him. He's deserving. Hard worker and an excellent, very intellectual rider, I feel like. He does a lot of homework before he's headed into these races. You just tell by where he's placing his horses. I did land on number 5, Dealer Special. As we talked about, Promicio is going to be my top pick. Look for him last time. Covered 32 feet. More than the winner did last time. So that was a huge effort, only getting beat in nose. But Dealer Special, my top pick. Put blinkers on last time at Los Alamitos. Going to leave them on today. We're going to draw a line through the race, albeit because that was on dirt. But the race 2 back, I thought this one ran a very nice race over the turf course. 2 for 12 on turf makes a lot of sense for this non-winner 3 lifetime over grass. Ayuso rides back. Richie Baltas, nothing bad to say about the connections with Richie Baltas and Ayuso clicking off at 22% overall. And then I moved inward. Concord Bridge, I thought had a chance to control the pace from the inside. Talked about there might be an injection of pace. That worries me a little bit, but I do think Concord Bridge will be a huge price on the board. Only route over turf was a troubled performance. So 3 starts over turf. 2 of them were sprinting. I'm going to draw a line through those. And then the only other one, routing, was very troubled and, again, can control the pace from the inside, which I like. Statistically speaking, did a little homework. Frank Tate, thank you for these stats. Mile and 16th over the turf course, rails at 30 feet. It's a total grab bag. Winners going wire to wire, 26%. Horses tracking second and third, 22, between 2 and 6 lengths. Kind of medium to moderate closers, 30%, and the back markers actually click off at 22%. So it's almost perfectly even going this route of ground at rails at 30 feet. All right, headed into the late double here. Race number 7, we're going 3/4 of a mile on dirt. Calbreds, non-winner 1 variety. Interesting, we have 6 of 7 runners moving from the turf to the dirt in this race. Who'd you got in the 7th?
Yeah, very interesting. The big scratch of the 3 Sharp Ride as well, who is 2-1 as your morning line favorite. I was looking forward to trying to beat that runner today, as I believe that one's best up at Santa Anita. I ended up going 7-5 in here. I think Dancing with Maxine is really interesting. Full sib to two different dirt sprint winners and a half sibling to another. Drew really well to the outside, so shouldn't get too much kickback. Mike Smith is aboard for this one for Clifford Size. They team up pretty successfully together, so I thought this one, while unproven on dirt, should run well given the pedigree and the family. And then the 5 Young Love, who's going to be forward early. Another one going dirt to turf in here. This one for Peter Miller and JJ. Might just get overbet a little bit, so I didn't want to pick that one on top, but another one that I think is a win candidate.
Yeah, Dancing with Maxine, interesting. Won this condition last time, but again, on turf. One of the reasons why this one comes back on dirt, because this one is eligible for that non-winner 1 on dirt. Interesting about this rule is that you could literally enter on turf, and if the race moves to dirt, you could win that condition over and over and over again. We don't get a whole lot of rain out here, but during the winter months, a runner like this could be very valuable. I did land on number 6. Elton Sings Another for Mark Glatt, David Cohen. I thought this one could make the lead. If J.J. Hernandez is willing to concede the lead with Young Love, I think this one could get loose. Huge David Cohen fan. Had a conversation with him recently. I actually call him the poor man's Garrett Gomez. I just love his riding style. I think he's extremely underrated, and he's having a nice meet so far. 4 out of 18 for Mr. Cohen thus far at Del Mar. He was going to be my top pick, and then I moved just to the inside with Young Love, who you picked second for all the same reasons that you mentioned. All right, closing it out, race number 8. We're going 1 mile on the turf course, $25,000 claimers, non-winner 2, lifetime variety.
Yeah, you just mentioned your love for David Cohen. I picked the number 7 on top. I went 7-10 in here. Big class dropper, strong figures for Peter Miller. They team up together. Again, huge drop, second off the bench. I'm going to single Lady of Power in my horizontals to end the day. I thought the 10 Miss Brightside obviously deserves a strong look, also dropping in class, but drew a little wide. The rails are out significantly today, and just, not really the winning type, so not one I wanted to pick on top.
I'm waiting for Rispoli to get hot. He's only got a few wins right now, and I'm sure he's getting needled a little bit by the guys in the jocks room, but he's going to catch fire soon enough. I'm going to land on the same horse you did, Lady of Power, for all the reasons that you mentioned. I thought just ran against a ton better last time, was 3-4 wide the entire trip, was spun even wider into the stretch, covered 30 more feet than the winner did that day, and had a huge gallop out in defeat. And then moving to the outside, Lady Lithsome for Michael McCarthy and Kazuchi Kimura. Just looking at this one, only has 3 starts lifetime. You look at those first 2, ran 5/8 on turf and then a mile on turf. To me, that just says we're prepping, we're stretching out for later. This one wanted more ground. It was validated. This horse won second time out at a route of ground. About more than a year layoff moving into June last time. Showed improved speed, which I really like to see. So some trouble early in those first 2 starts. Again, I think this one was well meant for routing all along. Showed speed last time over a very long layoff. Kazuchi's hot as a pistol, so I'm going to stick with him. 8-1. Wow, 8-1. I might even take him on top. So 7-8, 8-7 for me to close it out. 39 minutes to post. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you coming out. We've got every bet's available in race number 1. So pick something. It's out there. We got about 25 or so until we hit the paddock at the first at Del Mar.